Passage is all about education. Passage, how many questions? About 7 questions, am I right? You should answer at least 4 or 5, not that difficult. Do you get the answer key with you, or you have only the handout? Do you have the key also? But today's paper, we don't always, but sometimes we do come across errors in the key. So today's paper, if you take the questions based on the passage, 3 questions, what the key says not correct. So after the analysis, you check your score. Otherwise, your self-esteem gets affected. That should not happen. So in my opinion, this passage is all about education, the broad framework. First, it starts with a definition. What is education? General perception. What education has to be. Then the writer presents the views of Plato, Aristotle in comparison with Socrates. Then he comes to the modern times and he mentions a particular critic. And there's a broad framework. A few questions are difficult, but many questions you should be able to answer. How many questions based on grammar knowledge, your favorite subject? Grammar. How many questions? Is the mic on? How many questions based on grammar? Easy or difficult? In my opinion, all the 5 questions are easy. 4 or 5, whatever. Then we have closed test. Some are easy, some are difficult. This para-jumble, what is it about? Have you read the para-jumble? Titanic ship, icebergs and Titanic ship. 5 questions, you should get the correct order based on elimination approach. Then misspelled words, again easy to answer. And fillers, perhaps a few are difficult. But overall, I'll give 3 words, you tell me. Easy, moderate, difficult. Usually students say moderate. That's a favorite response. We'll go to the paper, the passage. Shall I start with the first question? But before we go to the first question, I would like to give the words, important words from the passage. Shall we do that? Please write the first word. Have you numbered? 1, 2. First paragraph, you should get 29 lines. Second paragraph, you have to get 12 lines. Have you numbered? Please number. If you number, you can follow me easily. So go to the 4th line. There is one word, impart, imparting. Underline the word impart. It is in the ing form. Impart, part of speech, a verb. It means to give. Simple meaning, it means what? To give. But generally it goes with knowledge, information. Write the combination. Education, impart education. Write the combinations. Education, knowledge, information, values. You all know the word values. Values, ethics. Impart values, impart ethics. Typical combinations. Then you go to lines 6. There is one expression, weak and woolly field. Do you see that? So what do you understand from that? Something positive or negative? Negative, obviously. First you underline the word weak. Then woolly means not very clear, not strong. They go hand in hand, one expression. Then you go to second paragraph, line 7. There is one word at the beginning of that, the word secular. You all know India is a secular country. We say that. So secular means what? Please write no official religion. Secular means no official religion. One meaning. You can also write respecting all religions. Respecting all religions. So when we say India is a secular country, means what? We respect all religions, there is no official religion. Then you go to the next line, the very first word. What is the first word here? Skeptic. Underline that word. Write the meaning of the word skeptic. Skeptic means someone who doubts something. Someone who doubts something. They doubt a lot of things. They doubt everything. Then we say skeptic. I hope you got these are the words. Let me go to the next one. Please go to the next page or continuation of the same paragraph. Please go to line 10. The very first word. What is the first word here? Conventional. Write the meaning of that word. Conventional means traditional. What does it mean? Traditional. We talk about energy sources, we use two terms. Conventional energy sources, non-conventional energy sources. Conventional energy sources means traditional. And they are not renewable, they are non-renewable. And typical fossil fuels. Non-conventional, they are renewable. And what comes under non-conventional energy sources or renewable energy sources? Solar energy, wind energy, all these come under. So think of conventional, non-conventional. Then there is one word after that in the same line, the third word from your right. Underline the word edifies. Do you see that word? Here edifies means a structure. Edifies also means a building, a structure or a building. You can also use the term system. Fine. These are the words from this passage, not too many words. We'll have a look at the first question. What is the first question? In the passage, given a sentence is given in bold. There may or may not be an error in one part of the sentence. There is a new pattern. Passages also we come across new patterns. In the past, they would not ask something like this. But now you see a passage, you may see a blank, you may see a few words in bold, then the question right or wrong. So what is the sentence in blank? Please go to the second paragraph and read the sentence. During the medieval period, is any problem here? The idea of perennialism was first formulated. Underline was first formulated. Which tense is this? Past tense, passive voice. Someone formulated, was formulated by St. Thomas Aquinas. Any problem? In his work, De Magistro. Any problem? So what is the answer based on that? No error. Answer is the fifth option. How many of you have chosen no error? Very good. I really appreciate. Go to question number 2. Fill up the blank with A, the word that makes the sentence grammatically and contextually correct. Where is this blank? Please go to the first paragraph, line 7. But philosophers, underline the word back to Plato and the ancient Greeks. Here what happens, I have been telling you people, whenever you come across a blank or pillars, more than your vocabulary, contextual awareness and exposure to the language, they matter a lot. When you read this sentence, there is a clue for you. What is that word? Date. Please, have you underlined that? Not the word date. Here, back. Underline the word back. And if you read the newspapers, you come across date back, dating back. Have you heard that? Have you seen that? So based on that, which word is, where do you see underline two words? Oh, all the words are related to. Then you have to use your grammar knowledge. Here, but philosophers, context goes into past or present or future. Past. But you cannot say date back. Here you have to use the verb in the ing form. Dating back. It's a non-finite verb. Based on that, what is the answer? All these are wrong. Philosophers dating back. Underline the word philosophers. With the noun in the plural form, can you use dates? That is ruled out. And here the right word, dating back to. Question number 3. What is the difference between the approaches of Socrates and Aristotle? Please go to lines 19 to 21. No. 25 23, 24, 25. Please go there. Have you gone there? Here, 24, he proposed that teachers read their students systematically and that repetition be used as a key tool to develop good habits. Unlike Socrates' emphasis on questioning his listeners, the clue for you, the contrast between the two. But the words Socrates questioning the students. Now, what is the first option here? Aristotle felt the need for repetition to develop good habits in students. Socrates felt that students need to be constantly questioned. Same thing or not? So what is the answer here? Answer is a very first option is the answer. In that case, you don't have to look at the other options. Save your time. How many of you have chosen the first option? Easy one based on explicit information. We'll go to the next one. Why do educationists consider philosophy a weak and woolly field? All of you please go to, what is the question number here? 4. Go to the first paragraph, go to lines 6 and 7. Here you see, educationists consider it a weak and woolly field, too far removed from the practical applications. Underline practical applications. So what is the first option here? It is not practically applicable. Are they one and the same or not? Away from practical applications means what? It is not practically applicable. They both mean the same. Based on that, what is the answer? The very first option is the answer. Then you don't have to look at other options. But the key says something else. What does the key say? I think the key says, what does the key say? Second option. No, certainly not. Answer is the first option, no second thoughts. Go to the next one. This also we have a problem with the key. What is the question here? What do you understand by the term perennialism in the context of the given comprehension passage? All of you go to the second paragraph, beginning of the second paragraph, and go to the, I'll start with the second line, I'll go to the third one as well. Perennialism holds that one should teach those things deemed to be of everlasting importance. Underline everlasting importance. Everlasting means what? Forever, permanent. Now look at the options. What is the first option here? It refers to something which is of ceaseless importance. Underline ceaseless. Means no end. Ceaseless, everlasting, one and the same. Based on that, what is the answer? The very first option is the answer. I hope you're getting it. But what does the key say? The key says, which option? Third option, not correct. Answer is the first option. Now we'll go to question number 6. With that also there's a problem. I don't understand how come 3 errors usually doesn't happen. We come across 1 error, maximum 2, but here continuously, maybe the problem with typing. What is the question? Were Plato's beliefs about education democratic? Please go to the first paragraph, lines 19, 20, 21. Especially go to 20, 21. I'll read a particular part. Although his proposed system of selective public education for an educated minority of the population does not really follow a democratic model. Underline, does not follow a democratic model. Now coming to the question, were Plato's beliefs about education democratic? Forget about everything. What will be your answer if you have read the passage? Emphatic, no. Were they democratic? No. But do you see that option? Do you see the option none of the above? There is a problem here with the question itself. All of you please go to the second option. Change it to no. That is the answer, obviously. I hope you all agree. Answer is what? Emphatic no. But you don't see that. Perhaps by mistake they typed yes, it should be no. We'll go to the next set of questions. Or do we have some more? Based on vocabulary. Question number 7. Which of the following is opposite? Underline the word opposite in meaning. Implicit. There are two terms I would like to give. Please listen and write carefully. First, you write the word explicit. Write the meaning. Explicit means direct, printed in the passage or said directly. And write the combination explicit information means direct. Then you write the word implicit. Implicit means first you write the word indirect, then you write the word implied. Implied means suggested, indirect, not direct. Have you got the two words? If you ask or if you wonder why these two words are important, whenever you read a passage, usually I tell in the regular classes, any passage they test 5 areas. 1, your ability to grasp explicit information, easy to answer. Second, your ability to grasp implicit information, difficult to answer. Third, your ability to grasp the title of the passage, easy to answer. Fourth, your ability to grasp the views of the writer, difficult to answer. And the fifth one, based on the fifth one, 5 questions. Meanings of the words based on the context. Then it is not easy. Could be the primary meaning, could be the secondary meaning, could be the tertiary meaning. So if you know the word explicit and you feel the question is based on explicit information, attempt the question. All that you have to do, look at the key words in the question, navigate the passage, locate the key words, you get the answer. Very simple. At some point you feel the question is based on implicit information, try to avoid. At the fag end of the session, 18th minute or 19th minute, if you get time, go have a look, try to answer. Is that clear? So what is the first question here based on vocabulary? Opposite in meaning, and what is the word implicit? Can you say unspoken? Because they want the opposite, mark it wrong. Not the same meaning, opposite meaning. Can you say unvoiced? No. These are all synonyms in a way. Wordless? No. What is the answer? Voiced. But underline the word voiced, below you write expressed. Voiced means what? Expressed. Expressed or stated. That means explicit. Implicit, opposite, explicit. Explicit, you can also think of the words expressed or stated. Easy or difficult? Easy one. Question number 8. Underline the word similar in meaning. What is the word? Those who attended yesterday's session should be able to answer happily. Tell me what is the answer? Comprehensive. See, I told yesterday. Today you have got a question. Surprising. I don't design these papers. We get from Vijayawada, okay? We'll go to the next one. I think those are the questions based on the passage. Now your favorite subject, what is it? Grammar, error location. Women's rights activists, underline women's rights activists. This is a phrase and this is a subject. Have spoken up against. Which tense is this? Present perfect. Any error? No. Against what? The demonization of Rhea and how gender, the clothes she worn. Here context goes into past. Grammatically, do you think she worn is right or wrong? Wrong. What will you say? The clothes she wear, what is the past form? Wore. So what is the right word here? Worn is not correct. It should be, please write. The clothes she wore. The undefined relationship, not that important. She had with the actor, all played a role. So which part there is an error? Third part there is an error. Easy or difficult? In my opinion, an easy question. One reading you should be able to. But please make a note next to the question. Past tense. It is based on past tense. She wore. past. Question number 10. A proportion of those exposed will get infected, and nearly 80% of those infected will be asymptomatic or has. Put a star mark this question. Here, there is one important helping verb. Which one is that? Please underline will be. Will be asymptomatic, or then it is understood. Will is repeated. Understood, we don't mention. Will is a helping verb. There is one important rule. What is that rule? If you have to use a verb, after any helping verb, that verb should be in the basic form without to or bare infinitive. So what is the verb here? Underline has. Here the verb is primary auxiliary have. To have. Without to, what do you have? Have. What is the basic form here without to? Have. Bare infinitive. So where is the error? Is it has or have? But do write here will be asymptomatic, will have something. So make a note, bare infinitive. Will have. Will helping verb. Have is what? Please write bare infinitive. And recollect the rule. What is the rule here? After any helping verb, if you have to use a verb, that could be a helping verb, that could be an action verb, that verb should be in bare infinitive. It is about that. Easy or difficult? I hope the mic is on. Few words are needed to saying or to say. Easy one. Where is the error? Third part, saying is not correct. To say. And right next to the question, it is about infinitive. Basic form with to. To say is a basic form with to. Easy one. 1 second you can answer. Question number 12. If women from the rural areas adopt contraception, whenever, listen very carefully. Are you ready? Whenever you come across the word if, think of conditional sentences and look at the main clause first. Based on the main clause, you will be able to decide the type of conditional. Then look for the error. Here, underline if women from the rural areas adopt contraception. Which conditional do you think this is? Here, if clause is in which tense? If they adopt, which tense is that? Present tense. If clause in present tense, and contextually also it is a condition that goes with the present situation, then the main clause should be in future tense. What are the tense combinations? Open conditional. If clause present tense, main clause future tense. But future tense, what is the helping verb you are supposed to use? Will or would? Based on that, where is the error? Third part, would is not correct, will is correct. You have a question, you ask me. Yes, that's very good doubt. Here some students may think, because regular classes I tell students, when you want to spot an error related to two conditionals, open conditional, hypothetical conditional, never look at the if clause, look at the main clause. Based on the main clause, you decide the error. But here, which clause have we touched? If clause or main clause? So that was his doubt. If you, I don't know how many of you listened to my analysis carefully. I also said two things you have to consider. One, you have to consider grammar. Second, you have to consider the context. Now ask yourself, this context talks about a present conditional, that is open conditional, or hypothetical conditional. Let me give one example. If you work hard, you will get success. If they adopt something, they will get something. They seem right or wrong? Can I say in this context, if you adopted something, you would get something? Can I say that? I cannot. This is what precisely we call contextual awareness. Pure grammar knowledge, you may correct the if clause. Then you may think there is an error in the, which part is that? Second part. You may think of adopted. No. Context is always important. I don't know how many of you understand. I say this quite often. What is that? If you want to clear mains, if you want the final selection, do remember there's only one thing that matters. What is that? Contextual awareness. Mains is completely based on context, contextual awareness. And a lot of students think to clear mains, we got to be good at grammar. Grammar has nothing to do with mains. Perhaps a few questions, 5 maximum. But 20 plus how can you get? 25 plus how can you get? Based on contextual awareness. This is a typical example. I am sure out of 100 candidates, 99 will touch the second part. No, context. Based on the context, where is the error? Third part. I hope it's clear. Good. Let us go to the next one. But please write next to the question, open conditional. What is the question about? Open conditional. Over. Now we'll go to the next set of questions. What is this about? Closed test. Easy or difficult? We'll see. A new national education policy, NEP, is a, please underline a. That should be a clue for you to use your grammar knowledge. Is a comprehensive framework. Already you got the word comprehensive. Means what? Including a lot of things. Seems right or wrong? Hold that one. Minimal framework you cannot use. First you have to underline the word framework. Here it talks about something like a curriculum, syllabus, framework, policy. I told yesterday what are the 3 words you can use here. Holistic, comprehensive, and exhaustive. Any of these words are appropriate. Now, can you consider distinct? No. Circumscribed? No. Constrained? No. So, what is the answer here? You can easily answer this one based on the word comprehensive. Comprehensive framework means what? Including all the dimensions. Very simple. Please write the meaning of the word circumscribe. There are 2 words you have to know the meanings. First one, circumscribe means to prevent. To prevent. Also write to restrict. To restrict the movement of someone or something. To prevent or restrict the movement of someone or something. Circumscribe. What is the second word here? Constrain. Constrained also means the same. Limited by something. Please write. Limited by something. I am sure my students, especially when I use a tab, I say quite often, I have space constraint, so I cannot write the words, I'll write only the letters. Remember that. Space constraint means limitation. Limited by something. You got the meanings? We'll go to the next one. What is the question number? 14. Where is this blank? Here, headed by then UGC chairperson D.S. Kothari, was to draft a national and coordinated policy. Here it talks about a particular, please underline, Education Commission headed by then UGC chairperson. When we talk about a commission, a committee, a jury, what are the words we use? Constitute. A committee was constituted. A jury was constituted. A commission was constituted. If you read the newspapers, immediately you'll think of the word. Before you go to the options, you will think of the word constituted. Based on that, what is the answer? 2 easy answer. Commission was constituted. Write the meaning. All these are synonyms. Please write the meaning of the word precluded. Precluded means prevented. To prevent. To prevent from doing something. Please write to prevent from doing something. And write the meaning of the word vitiated. Third option. It means to spoil something. To spoil something. They try to vitiate means what? They try to spoil something. Have you got the meaning? Fine. Shall we go to the next one? Here 15, blank number 15, where is it? The first respectively in 1968 and the second in 1986. Under Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi came. The NEP of 1986 was in 1992 when P.V. Narasimha Rao. Not easy to make out, a little confusing, but here the context talks about changing or retaining the same old pattern. Changing, that you should understand. Based on that, can you use the word retained? Mark it wrong. Can you use the word preserved? No. Can you use the word sustained? Sustain means to maintain something. Constant, not relevant. So what is the right word here? Revised. How many of you have chosen revised? Raise your hands. Easy one. Very good. We'll go to the next one. The NEP proposes sweeping changes including opening. Underline sweeping changes. Sweeping changes means drastic changes. Sweeping changes including opening up Indian higher education to foreign universities. This is a bit difficult. Based on your awareness, you can answer this. General knowledge. Underline UGC. Underline All India Council for Technical Education. They are already in place. You all know that. Apex body UGC. One more apex body CSIR. And one more for technical education AICTE. They are already there. Then we don't have to create. You create something new. Yes or no? What is the first word here? Inception of UGC. Already there. Can you talk in terms of inception? Inception means to start, to create. Please write the meaning of the word inception. Inception means to form, to start, to establish. You can use any of these words. But already they are there, then you cannot use the word inception. I hope you agree. That is ruled out. Please mark the first one wrong. Inception, creation, one and the same. Can you use the word creation? No. Commencement, that also means the same, but already they are there. Mark it wrong. Here, establishment, they are already there. How can you establish? What is the answer? Sweeping changes, that is a clue for you. Drastic changes, dismantle UGC. That is something unimaginable, but they propose that one. So what is the right word over here? Dismantle. You all know the meaning of the word dismantle. Means to remove, to separate into parts. To separate into parts, literal meaning. To separate into parts. You also write to demolish. To demolish. We'll go to the next one, 17, rather easy. In school education, the policy focuses on the curriculum, easier board exams. So what does the context talk about? Changes, complete transformation. Can you use the word ignoring here? No. Neglecting, criticizing? No. Ruining. Write the meaning of the word ruin. Ruin means to spoil. Spoil something. To spoil something. But here, generally, we talk about a system. We talk about the syllabus. We use one word, revamp. What is the synonym for that? Overhauling. Answer is the fifth option. Write the meaning of that. Overhauling means what? Complete transformation. For that, you can also write the word revamp. I'm sure you all know the word revamp. The syllabus has been revamped, completely changed. Okay. Do we have some more? No. So this closed test, how do you find? Easy or difficult? How many questions based on closed test? Who has got all the 5 correct here? Okay, very good. And who has, you got all the 5? Wonderful. Who has got 4 correct? Who has got 3 correct? Majority. But do remember, I tell this again and again. You may find it a little boring and irritating, but as a well-wisher, I would like to tell. You can answer all these effortlessly with a broad smile if you read the newspaper regularly. All these have been taken from the newspapers. Do you understand? Once you are exposed to a similar context, here when you read one reading, before you see the options, you know the right word. Then how do you feel, happy or not? With a broad smile, you will answer. Otherwise, what happens? Every blank, you have to go to the options, take the elimination approach, and finally, what happens? You are stuck with two words. This one or that one, this one or that one. Not advisable. Shall we go to the next set of questions? This is an easy para jumble, but we'll take the elimination approach. Go to the second one. Striking an iceberg without warning in the fog, she sank. Please listen and do what I say. Underline the word she. She is what? Pronoun. A sentence with a pronoun can never be the first sentence, so eliminate. Go to the third one. The Titanic was the largest ship in the world at that time. At this time, at that time, demonstrative adjectives cannot be the first sentence. Eliminate. The biggest disaster of this kind, underline this kind. Demonstrative adjective cannot be the first sentence, eliminate. She was sailing, underline the pronoun she, cannot be the first sentence. Now tell me, what is the first sentence after elimination approach? A is the first one. What is A? As the icebergs drift away from the poles towards warmer water, they often invade the path of ships and sometimes tiles of fog cause fearful collisions. Concept is clear. What is the second one? There is a clue for you. This sentence talks about a disaster. Please underline collisions. Collision between ships and icebergs, is it a disaster or not? Yes, beyond any doubt. Now the second sentence should be based on that awareness. The biggest disaster of this kind. So what is the second one here? Here D is the second one. The biggest disaster of this kind ever recorded was that of the Titanic on 14th April 1912. Now the writer introduces the Titanic. After that, a few sentences about the Titanic. What is the third one? The Titanic was the largest ship in the world at that time. So what is the third one here? C is the third one. At what time? Underline 14th April 1912. During that period, it was the biggest. And then one more sentence about the Titanic. What is the next one? She was sailing. She represents what? The Titanic. She was sailing on her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York with more than 2,000 passengers and crew. So what is the next one? E is the next one. And what is the last one here? Striking an iceberg without warning in the fog, she sank quickly and more than 1,500 lives were lost. So what is the last one? A, D, C, E, B. Who has got this order? Raise your hands. How come? This is an easy one, should not be that difficult. Anyhow, it will take some time. Nothing to worry. Shall we go to the next set of questions? What are these about? Misspelled words. Easy to answer. You respond yes or no. Income right or wrong? Right. Rural? Right. Adequate? Right. What is the word to be used here? Adequate to meet. Is it M-E-A-T or M-E-E-T? Easy to answer. 24. The union government has on different occasions, any problem? Maintained? No. Federation? No. What is the last word? Ambit? No. So what is the answer? All correct. Write the meaning of the word ambit. Ambit means sphere, scope. Scope is the right word. You can say sphere also. The area, scope of something. Within the ambit means within the scope. 25. Countries, any problem? Scheduled? No. What is the next one? Disengagement. What is the correct spelling? G-E-M-E-N-T. Engagement. Yes or no? So where is the error? From the friction points. Okay. Engagement has got two different meanings. I'm sure you all know. One meaning is what? Related to marriage. Another one, important meeting. So once I was talking to a student, I said very casually, I have 4 engagements today. He was surprised. So he took the other meaning. I was talking about 4 meetings. He took the other way. Now we'll go to the next one. What is the first word here? Disinfectants. What is the spelling of the word disinfectant? T-E or T-A? There is an error here itself. Then you don't have to look at other words to save your time. The last set of questions, pillars. The political model holds that individual interests are pursued in organizational life through the of power and influence. Can you use the word agitate here? Write the meaning of the word agitate. Agitate, one meaning shake, another meaning disturb. Agitated person means a disturbed person. When you come across something negative, you get agitated, angry, disturbed. You all know this meaning. So is it the right word? No. Expertise, write the meaning of expertise. Expertise means skill. I have the expertise in something. Means what? Skill in something. Can you use the word expertise of power? No. Extension of power? No. Here it talks about how do they do something using power. That is the context. What is the other word for using? Exercise. Exercise has 2 meanings. One meaning I'm sure you all know. But in this context, what does it mean? Exercise power means use power. So what is the answer? Exercise of power. And write the meaning. It means what? Use of power. Then you can understand. Use of power, exercise of power. Have you got it? And what is the last word? Utility. Utility means a service provided to the public. Write the meaning. A service provided to the public. Utility. In Britain, the task of amassing means gathering the men and materials further of Northern Europe had been completed. Further liberation, you can consider confinement. Write the meaning of the word confine. Confine means what? Restrict. Further restriction, not the right word. Oppression, confidential, grammatically not the right form. Exhaustion, grammatically not the right form. So what is the task of amassing the men and materials further? Liberation means freedom. What is the answer here? The first one is the answer. Liberation of Northern Europe had been completed. Have you got the right word? Next one, the reconstruction of history by post-revolutionary science texts, more than a multiplication of historical misconstructions. Here underline the subject. What is the subject here? The reconstruction. Then you underline of history. That is a phrase. By post-revolutionary science texts, that is also a phrase. But what is the subject? The reconstruction. Can you use indicate? Here the sentence is in present tense. We need a verb with S or ES. Based on that, strike off indicate, implicit, fascinate, salvage. Only one word with S. Which one is that? That is the answer, very simple. Involves something. But write the meaning of, already I have given the meaning of implicit. Write the meaning of fascinate. Fascinate means attract. At this stage, if you find something fascinating, means what? Attractive, no problem. If you find someone fascinating, you are heading for trouble. Not advisable. Write the meaning of the word salvage. Salvage means to provide, to save something, not provide, to save something. After an accident, you try to save something, then we use the word salvage. Usually this goes with, please write, ships. When a ship becomes a shipwreck, then they try to resort to salvaging. They try to save a few things. I hope you got the meaning. 30. Hungry predators often the colony and unsettle the balance. This is a bit difficult in my opinion, but you can eliminate a few words. Permeate, this is a word that goes with chemistry. If you take substance, liquids, liquid goes from one state to another state or one level to another level. That means permeating. Please write the meaning. Permeate means to enter, to pass through. Write two expressions. One, to enter, to pass through. Permeating rocks means a liquid goes through the rock. Permeate. Next word, what is the next word over here? Intimate means what? It has two different meanings. One meaning, intimate, inform. They intimated the students means what? They informed the students. But another meaning, intimate relationship means what? Close. Intimate, another meaning, close. A combination, intimate relationship, close relationship. Write the meaning of the word exaggerate. Exaggerate means what? To make something look bigger or look larger. Make things look bigger, larger, more in number. Imagine there was an accident and 5 people got killed. Someone comes and says about 20 people got killed. That means he exaggerated the news. What is the last one here? Invade, you all know the word. Write the meaning of the word sabotage, an important word. To prevent the success of something. To prevent the success of something. Imagine a company is trying to launch a new product. The rival company, they try to sabotage that plan. Means what? They try to create problems so that the company cannot launch the product. Have you got the meaning? To prevent the success of something, you try to stop the success of something. What is the answer here? Answer is permeate cannot be used, intimate not relevant, exaggerate not relevant, and sabotage does not go with predators. Underline the word predator. So only one word stands out. Which one is that? Invade. Invade the colony. Predators do that.